Khalid ibn al-Walid. When Khalid ibn al-Walid conquered the land of the Persians, he entered the enemy's fortress and found the commander of the fortress holding a pouch in his hand. Khalid asked him, "What is this pouch?" The man replied, "It is poison of the hour. If you place it on the tip of your tongue, you will die instantly." Khalid asked the man, "Why are you carrying it with you?" He replied, "I would not able to see you take people captive." Khalid replied, "Allah has granted each soul its sustenance and its appointed time," and he took the poison from him and ate it. The narrator of the story said that he trembled. We saw him healthier than he had been before. The companion Salama ibn al-Aqwa was a rare runner. He used to say, "A man on a camel overtook me, so I ran after him until I was right behind the camel's hindquarters. Then I sprinted and overtook the camel." The Prophet said, "Whoever climbs this mountain will enter paradise." So Salma climbed the mountain twice that night. He would outrun horses on foot, single-handedly pursued and defeated 40 horsemen. His arrow never missed its mark, and the Prophet said, "The best of our men is Salma ibn al-Aqwa." And during the battle of Dhil Qarid, he was lean and muscular, with eyes like a falcon's and feet that knew no fatigue. He was renowned in the city as the fastest runner on earth. On the day of Khaybar, Salma was wounded in the foot, a wound that would have ended his career. So they carried him to the Prophet, who blew on his wound 3 times, and there the miracle occurred. He said, "Salma was astonished. He has never complained of it to this day." Not only was his leg healed, but his stride was blessed, making him the fastest man in history. 40 horsemen from among the disbelievers raided the messenger of Allah's camels and killed the shepherd. The first to learn of this was Salma ibn al-Aqwa. He pursued them through the deserts and among the mountains, alone on foot while they were on horseback. He would hide behind a rock or on a mountaintop and rain arrows and javelins down upon them. He never missed. He would change his position quickly and vanish like a ghost, until they thought an army was pursuing them. He forced them to abandon their belongings so they could escape, and they even left the camels of the messenger of Allah behind, but he continued to pursue them and shattered their prestige. Qais ibn Abada. The Roman emperor sent his tallest man to our master Muawiyah, the caliph of the Muslims, as if he wanted to challenge the commander of the faithful. So he sent Qais ibn Abada, who was the largest of the Muslim men. When he rode a horse, his foot would touch the ground. When the tall Roman man met Qais ibn Abada, the tallest of the Arabs, the caliph ordered him to stand beside him. He refused, went out of sight of the people, took off his pants, and said, "Measure him against my pants." The pants reached up to the Roman's nose. Umar ibn al-Khattab was standing on the pulpit delivering the Friday khutbah. He had sent out an army led by a man named Sariya. Army set out and reached its destination, Nahawand, which was a month's journey from the Medina. While Umar was delivering his khutbah, he cried out, "O Sariya, the mountain, the mountain!" Then he continued his khutbah like nothing happened. Everyone present began to look at one another. A month later, a messenger arrived from Nahawand to Umar and told him that they had encountered the enemy and they defeated us. When they set out once more to attack the enemy had set an ambush for them along the mountain path. As they were in the midst of their attack, they heard a voice calling out to them, "The mountain! The mountain!" And Sariya ordered to take cover with their backs to the mountain until they were victorious. Zaid ibn Thabit learned 2 languages in 32 days, and these were not just any languages, they were among the most difficult. Zaid memorized the Meccan surahs before the Prophet's arrival in Medina when he was 11 years old. The Prophet was impressed by him, and he accompanied the Prophet like a shadow. Whenever a revelation from the Qur'an came to him, he would send for Zaid, who would then transcribe it, since most Arabs were neither literate nor skilled in reading. Zaid was a quick learner. He would hear a word once and memorize it. The Jews spoke different languages, which is Arabic and Hebrew. The messenger said to him, "O Zaid, do you know Hebrew?" He replied, "No." The messenger said, "Go and learn it, for I do not trust them." Zaid returned after 15 days, having learned it, and by learned it, I mean he mastered it as a translator, both in writing and recitation, which is no easy. Then the Prophet asked him, "O Zaid, do you know Syriac?" He said, "No." The Prophet said, "Go and learn it." So he learned it in 17 days. So he can receive and send messages with the Jews and translate it. Safina, a servant of the Messenger of Allah, was on a ship at sea. While they were out on the open sea, the ship broke apart, and Safina became trapped on a piece of driftwood. The driftwood carried him to the shore, where he found a forest. A lion emerged from the forest and approached him, roaring. Safina said, "I am a servant of the Messenger of Allah." The lion lowered its head and began to play with him as if he were a tame animal, until him along the path. When it had guided him to the path, it growled softly, and he thought it was bidding him farewell. The miraculous light. Asad ibn Hoder and Abad ibn Bishr were leaving the Messenger of Allah's presence. Since the moonlight was not visible, one of them lit his stick to illuminate their path, until they reached a place where they parted ways, and then both of their sticks lit up. Abu Bakr alsedik. The Prophet was in the mosque, and the poor Muslims from the people of the Safa had no food. So the Prophet said to his companions, "Whoever has 2 portions of food, let him bring a third back to his home." Each of the companions took as much as he could. Abu Bakr took 3 portions, and the Prophet took 10. When Abu Bakr arrived home, he told his son, Abdurrahman, to feed those 3, then he left. He went to the Prophet and had dinner with him. Abdurrahman ibn Abu Bakr brought food to the 3 guests, and they asked about Abu Bakr al-Siddiq. He told them that he had left, so they refused to eat without him. Time passed until night fell, and Abu Bakr returned. He saw the 3 men and was surprised. He asked his son why the 3 guests had not eaten, and Abdurrahman told him what had happened. Abu Bakr became angry and swore that he would not eat. But when the food was set before them, Abdurrahman ibn Abu Bakr said, "Every time we took a bite, more food appeared from beneath it until we were full, and the food became more abundant than it had been before." When Abu Bakr saw the food, he said to his wife, "What is this?" She replied, "It is now 3 times more than before." Abu Bakr said, "It was merely a trick of the devil," referring to his food, swore that he would not eat. Then he took a bite and brought it to the Prophet, who kept it. 12 men, and Allah knows best how many were with each of the 12 men, ate from it, and all of them were satisfied and full.